just outside of downtown Nashville. The Division II National Showcase comes your way from Music City and Trevecca Nazarene. The women are up first for this doubleheader. It's the Lady Jackets of Cedarville setting the pace in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference and the Trojans of Trevecca Nazarene. Welcome inside. Good afternoon. Darren Goldwater alongside Mike Tebow, the winningest all-time coach in the history of the WNBA. Trevecca Nazarene has itself up against a tough test here today. Cedarville just came off a 9-game winning streak. Both of them, however, lost their most recent games on Thursday. But with Cedarville setting the pace out at 7-1 atop the league, what does Trevecca have to do to pull the upset?
Well, I think the two stats that jump out are three-point shooting and rebounding. Trevecca has been streaky. Cedarville on some nights has been terrific. And then rebounding. Trevecca has lost the rebound margin most nights, and Cedarville is a plus 16 on the offensive boards, 6th in the country in rebound differential.
Trevecca is also going up against the all-time leading scorer in conference history. It's one of the newest conferences in Division II, but Kayla Linkus might be the best player in it.
Kayla Linkus' scoring record for the conference this year leads their team 12 points, 6 rebounds, but playing with the torn meniscus, been a little bit tough. We'll see how she plays today.
She paces a very balanced team. Trevecca on the other side, the leading scorer and rebounder, the same lady, Sarah Raby.
Needs to be good on both ends. Is the anchor, both defensively and offensively. 11-7 right now for her.
We're thrilled to be bringing you this Division II National Showcase from Trojan Fieldhouse just outside of downtown Nashville. Our doubleheader tips next on American Sports Network.
Are getting harder to find. We're long on life, but short on time. When I get a chance to kick back and unwind, I live for Myrtle Beach days. Myrtle Beach days got blue in the sky, not a care in the air, ocean breeze blowing by, just sitting on the sand, soaking up the sunshine. I live for Myrtle Beach days.
Acne frustrating when pimples pop up in hard-to-reach places. But now, Proactive has a totally new offer to give you clear skin head to toe.
Introducing our new Total Body Deep Cleansing Duo. Our medicated body wash clears away pimples on your chest and back. And our all-new Deep Cleansing Body Brush with Soft Touch Silicone gives you a deep clean all over.
The back brush is so contoured, which is really nice. You can actually get into some of the hard spots.
With the body wash, now I can pull out those cute little tank tops. It's made life so much easier.
Together, the all-new Cleansing Duo is a $61 value. But order Proactive today for just $19.95, and the wash and new body brush are yours free.
Proactive kills the bacteria that contributes to acne, and you actually see results quickly.
Call the number on your screen or go to proactive.com/body and order Proactive. Plus, you'll get our Body Cleansing Duo free.
But hurry, supplies won't last.
Your starters for the first of our doubleheader here, the women's side. We told you about Kayla Linkus, but the leading scorer is Abby Wolford. She's also 4th in the league with 4 assists per game, just a sophomore out of Cincinnati for Cedarville. And Helen Mitchner is the point guard for Trevecca Nazarene. Mitchner averages over 2.5 assists per game, and she's one of 2 sets of high school teammates that plays for this Trevecca group.
Mitchell will have to be solid today because she's going to see a lot of full court pressure from Cedarville. Wolford will be up and pressing her full court. You'll see some zone press, so she's got a lot of decisions to make today.
Both teams coming off a loss to snap a long winning streak. Cedarville had a 9-game winning streak snapped on Thursday. Trevecca had won 4 straight after losing 10 straight to start. They had won 4 straight and then were on the wrong end of the score on Thursday. Their coach preaching, "You're better than that." And today is an opportunity to prove it against the league-leading Lady Jackets, and they're going to get a steal right off the bat from Sarah Raby.
That's a great start. Raby, who anchors their defense. She plays in the middle, zones up a lot of things, active.
Entry pass by Boyer is knocked out of bounds. We're going to stay on this end of the floor.
Cedarville, a very traditional defensive team, kind of old school. They force the ball in the middle. They try to pack the lane and make you make jump shots from the outside.
Junior out of Somerton High School in Tennessee. Morgan Long will trigger it in. Second meeting of the year between these two. In the first matchup, Trevecca fell down 15-0 and went about 8 minutes without even scoring. That's Kirk Martin, 15th year with Cedarville. He's the winningest coach in Cedarville history. He's racked up 46% of the Lady Jacket wins in their history.
Terrific career. I think he's announced his retirement at the end of this year. His assistant's going to take over. So this is going to try to be a special year for him.
Meanwhile, Gary Van Atta on the other side, he's a Trevecca grad, but he started his career at UT Martin. When he left there, he was the winningest coach in UT Martin history. So we got a couple of quick fouls already here on Cedarville. Whitney Robinson has entered the game. Wolford's the one who's picked up both of those fouls, so the point guard is already on the bench. And a very lengthy opening possession. We're going to stay on this end, out of bounds underneath the basket.
I think it's going to be very tough for Trevecca to drive and get all the way to the basket. They're going to see a wall of bodies in the paint.
Three from the top from Morgan Long, and the long rebound is down to Casey Brittenham.
It's interesting. She plays the post, but she shoots as many three-point shots as anybody on their team.
Trevecca worked a lot on their zone defense yesterday. They wanted to be aggressive. They wanted to close out on shooters. They do right there. The ball hits the floor on the long rebound. Mitchner is tied up, and it's going to go back over to Trevecca.
The other thing that'll be interesting to look for down on the defensive here and for Cedarville is they'll do some switching, but as you'll see, it puts their guards in a tough spot sometimes, guarding post players for other teams, and they try to help and come in double when that happens. A lot of side-to-side motion. Trevecca plays better when they can swing the ball.
It's Raby at the top here working against Brianne Waterworth. Inside 10 to shoot. They haven't been able to penetrate at all. Mitchner will. Back to Raby for three.
That's a big shot momentum-wise to get them going. They need a little confidence early in the game here.
Coach, that's just her fourth three of the year. Not their first option, but it works.
No, but she's going to get a lot of looks.
Brittenham doesn't have the answer. Long rebound right back down to Cedarville.
It's interesting. Cedarville last week, a week ago today, made 16 threes, a school record, and then the other night went 2 for 30 in their loss.
And sure enough, they came into their first practice here, and they were hitting threes right off the bat.
All day.
Another look at this Raby.
This has been the streakiest part of Trevecca's game, and if they can make those tonight, then they can put a lot more pressure on Cedarville.
Whitney Robinson is running the point now for Cedarville. Wolford picked up 2 fouls in the first possession of the game for Trevecca, and here is Robinson who ties the game.
I think we're going to see a lot of three-point attempts in this game by both teams. I think both teams' philosophy is that they are going to have bodies in the lane, so you're going to have to beat us from the outside.
If you're the Lady Jackets, it's got to feel good just to see one go through after missing a few.
Their coaches were celebrating in practice yesterday when the ball was going through.
Six seconds on the shot clock. They're going to skip one to Helen Mitchner. She buries a three.
To bury 2 threes early in the game for Trevecca, they've got to get a lift from this.
They only average fewer than 7 threes a game, does Trevecca. But if Cedarville's going to hit a couple, you better hit some on your end. That's their third steal already. Haven't been able to get it inside once. That's the closest they'll come. Raby's got 5 points.
Well, as we said in the opening, she's the key to how they're going to play today. And if she can play like this, then they'll be there all day.
How about this start for the Trojans? They fell down 15-0 at Cedarville. Didn't score for more than 8 minutes. But they've got the early lead as Waterworth slices that.
And I think she might be the unsung hero for Cedarville today. She's the biggest player on the court. She causes a lot of problems with taking up space inside, and she finishes around the basket.
She may have inadvertently caused that turnover as well, pinning her down on the block. Running the floor, we got a foul. Taylor Vanderplas heading to the line.
Great back cut. Great recognition by the guard from the outside.
One of the captains here, Vanderplaas, from Wisconsin, enjoying a career year this year. Her points are up, her rebounds are up, everything is up.
Well, they play their starters a lot of minutes, and they play a 3-out, 2-in kind of system, so their wings are going to get a lot of threes, and then they rely on Linkus and other post players to seal inside. Here comes the press after the free throw. This is where the Trevecca guards are going to have to be good today.
Michener passed out of the initial trap. They'll pass it up ahead to a wide open Raby. They break the press. It leads to a 2-on-1. Raby's got 7 already.
If they can get him out of the press easily like that, that takes away a huge weapon for Cedarville.
Able to set her feet. Caitlin Holmes, sophomore out of Charlotte, right off the bench, leads to an offensive rebound and a putback. The first points for Linkus. Gary Van Addo leading with his, to go. Boyer pinned on the baseline, tries to drop one into Raby. That leads to a turnover. Here comes Holm. Holm leads the 2-on-1, got caught in the air and threw it right to Raby.
Great hustle getting back. She was the last person back and kept running to the middle of the lane.
4 turnovers now for Cedarville. All of them are steals.
Cedarville mixing defenses. They're now in their zone.
Raby passes out of the center of that zone to an open Michener. And now Michener will commit the foul. It's going the other way.
Travel. I think the foul might have occurred after the walk.
What a start it's been for Trevecca. You wouldn't have thought it at the beginning of the year, but this group looking for its 5th win, its last 6 tries.
Ask what makes Trevecca proud. We could talk about our history in Nashville or how we've been trendsetters for adult learning in Middle Tennessee. We could talk about all the advancements we've made in our online programs, the ease of our learning platform, 24/7 access to classes with books delivered to your door, or of our incredible faculty and our commitment to academic excellence and personal connection. But what we really want to talk about, what truly makes us proud, is you.
Don't come here just to get a degree.
You can do that anywhere.
Sure, you can get prepared for a career.
But first, you have to want it.
You actually have to believe that you
have the potential to do it.
We're not just born with that ability. Sometimes you have to learn how to believe in yourself.
How to be the CEO of your own life.
How to be an influencer, a leader. And when that's what you want to learn,
simple.
Come to Bonaventure.
They found us. We gotta get out of here. They aren't human.
No kidding.
He does his things because they please him in some way.
You don't have a clue what you're into.
Doug Chapman in sports. I'm joined by my own founder of sports and about
management have founded the Dream Bowl, a game for seniors at the D2 level. Yes, we will have scouts from there, all including the
get find out the net.
All that special. In the wake, all do don't need it. So now it's my 8 can spend me say other made that happen.
This telecast is sponsored by the NCAA Division II President's Council. Welcome to NCAA Division II, where excellence is always the pursuit but not a narrow one. Division II is the country's premier stage for what matters most, the hearts, minds, and ambition of young people. Make it yours. Cedarville is 16-6. They started conference play 7-0, had a 9-game winning streak snapped on Thursday. Their fourth game scoring in the 40s, which is something that Kirk Martin said he's got to fix. That inefficiency on offense, the inconsistency has to get better.
Yeah, he said they've had 80-point games and then 40-point games, and there's no rhyme or reason to it other than, well, we're seeing maybe one of them right now, though. The turnovers have been huge.
Pendergrass, the recipient of the Michener assist. Been a hot shooting start for Trevecca, but they've been giving up a lot of offensive rebounds here early on to the Lady Jackets, who average 15 of them a game. Able to set her feet. Casey Brittenham drills one.
That's her spot. I think she has a little X on the court out there. We watched her yesterday shoot, and she made a ton from that spot on the wing.
She's approaching 53s made on the year now. Boyer in the lane. Nice jump stop.
Kirk Martin's not going to be happy. There's been too many gaps in his defense, too many turnovers. I thought they would kind of settle him down at the timeout, but so far, it's been tough.
Great feed down to McQueen, just off the bench. She's a Division I transfer out of Gardner-Webb in the Big South.
She's very productive in short minutes. She rebounds at a high level in short minutes.
She's one of two bigs that sees a lot of time coming in off the bench. There's another three for Pendergrass from the other corner.
This is off the charts right now because they're a 33% three-point team, and right now they're killing it.
They've hit 4 of their 6 threes. The answer comes from Caitlin Holm.
A little disorganized in the press here by Cedarville. We had 3 people pressing and 2 not.
Boyer operates off the high screen. Now Raby, who had 7 early points. That wasn't the recipient, but Pendergrass keeps the possession alive. Out for a Boyer 3, and Raby with the board.
Well, these extra possessions are a huge bonus for Trevecca. Anything they can manufacture above their norm will keep them in this game.
They were blown out in the earlier meeting in January. Nice entry pass from Michener, but an extra step taken by Brianna McDonald. 4 threes already for Trevecca.
4 threes is way above their average. I think you said 6 or 7 a game at the max most nights.
Pendergrass is a 3-point specialist. She's already got her average of 6 points a game on her first 2 shots taken today. Still just a 3-point lead. Great ball movement from Cedarville. Caitlin Holm doesn't draw the rim. Pendergrass comes away with it. There's much more bounce in the step of Trevecca than they had in practice yesterday. It's very noticeable. Raby doesn't have it on the offensive end.
They probably just needed that practice to shake out the cobwebs from the night before. When you lose a game like they did, they needed something to happen positive to start this game, and it has.
Vanderplas rattles one through. It gets Cedarville within 1.
There's the full court pressure. Token this time, though.
Trevecca only averages about 64 points a game. They're approaching 20 in the first period.
Cedarville back in their man. Now they run and jump a little bit. They mix their defenses. They like to trap on the wing.
Almost got a turnover out of that trap. Penetration and the kick from Michener, and we got a foul on Holm. Cutting off the baseline on the drive from Pendergrass.
It's interesting. That was another point of emphasis with Kirk Martin in practice yesterday, trying to close out to shooters and make them put the ball on the floor without fouling. You know, he thought they had been doing a good job of hustling, but then they've been bailing teams out with fouls.
That's the 4th foul on Cedarville. Same story for Trevecca. Again, fouls reset after every quarter, but we're going to get free throws here. On the entry pass, this foul will go against Kayla Linkus.
I think that's one of the best rules changes in the women's game, that the fouls reset at the end of each quarter so that we don't have a free throw parade the entire game.
That's actually the 4th now on Cedarville. It's interesting Raby wanted to get it in to Kilburn, who was shaking her head. Don't throw me the ball here. Kilburn will take it at the top of the key. She'll drive into the lane and have that one knocked free.
Good job by Trevecca getting back in defense, although they don't guard the corner very well in their zone.
Doesn't hurt them this time. Kilburn with the weak side rebound. Here's Raby. She had 7 of the team's first 10 points.
Good accidental pass.
Pendergrass, in and out. Whitney Robinson's been running the point. Starting point guard Wolford picked up 2 early fouls, and now the foul will go against Addie Hale guarding Robinson.
If there's a weakness in Trevecca's zone defense, it's been the corners, and Cedarville worked yesterday on trying to exploit that.
Inside 30 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Linkus steps back and drills the 3, the all-time leading scorer in GMAC history. May have been Jungle 33, not 23 who hit that 3.
Yeah. They're very similar when you see the ponytails and the headbands.
Here's a deep 3, and there's the answer with 5 seconds to play. That wasn't off in time. Brianna Bryan's 3 closes a flurry of her first quarter. Trevecca hits 5 of their 9 threes. The teams combined for 8 3-pointers made in a very entertaining and high-paced first quarter. Your Division II National Showcase is off and running from Trevecca Nazarene.
I will not necklace, and I will not go when my camera really I can no. I'm like, I will not be trending today because there is a story that
I'm always dad is really to be a take dad today.
Tangle and they're saying, but more. Seeing laser easy thousands of stars everywhere instantly is trans star or even works in
when I keep their eyes off them.
For home with his express with star laser lights city cost 90 and less, wasting new you or time. Call now and an instant to the green star. Here's how to what you want to get
order now. Entertaining first quarter here inside of Trojan Gymnasium here. We're coming down backstretch in the regular season, and as good as the year has been for Cedarville, they just had a 9-game winning streak, started the conference season off 7-0. They only have 5 games left in the regular season, and their lead is just 1 over both Ursuline and Kentucky Wesleyan. The same Kentucky Wesleyan team who got within a game by beating them on Thursday.
And Ursuline, apparently, we didn't see the game, was great here the other night against Trevecca, so they've got to play well to keep that lead that they have. Interesting in the first period here. Very few fouls, a lot of great assists, and we have 18 three-point attempts out of 29 field goals. It's kind of what we thought we might see, but it's come to fruition.
Well, you said keys would be three-point shooting, but for two teams that couldn't buy a three-pointer on Thursday, I mean, they're both shooting the lights out.
Yeah, it's a huge, I think it's a bigger bonus right now for Trevecca.
Walford in all sorts of trouble. A 5-second violation comes, and he even gave her an extra second or two.
Yeah, I think so. She got the benefit of the count there. I'm very impressed with the way that Trevecca has come out.
6 turnovers now in 18 possessions. They've turned it over on a third of their possessions.
Yep.
We're both good at math right there. We got a third right off the bat.
That's the only classes I passed. When it got higher level, I was in trouble.
Us sports guys, the stats make sense. Yep. The rest of it, I don't think so.
Yeah, if they ever make stats algebra, I'm done.
Trevecca keeps the possession. 9.5 to play here in the first half. Cedarville had an early lead. Trevecca led by as many as 5.
I think there's the debate here about the arrow on possession, or they're debating whether there should be a new shot clock here.
Whether or not the possession changed hands.
Yes. Yeah, they are giving them, I think, a new shot clock.
Along with Mike Tebow, the current general manager and head coach of the Washington Mystics, I'm Darren Goldwater.
Well, we're seeing about the 4th Cedarville defensive possession. They've played man, they've played switching man, they've played a basic zone, they've played a full court press, and now they're in a half court trap. And they get Trevecca to turn it over. And here comes a hockey sub.
The line change will bring 4 new subs into the game, and it's 4 starters who are coming back into the game for Trevecca. Open look from the corner, rims in and out.
They've had a lot of looks from the left side wing.
Here's Raby. Got the game off to such a good start, but has been quiet since. No one home.
That's a tough turnover.
The changing defenses for Cedarville starting to get to Trevecca.
They're not recognizing. They drove into the corner and then got themselves pinned on the sideline again. There's the
pass
corner
down.
3.
There is Linkus. Although that's not there for Linkus. From the top it is for Brittenham. Another 3.
She loves that area of the floor. She just feels comfortable on the left side. They run a lot of plays to put her there. Here comes the half-court trap again.
If you take Thursday's game out of it when the whole team struggled, Brittenham has been on fire recently.
Yes, she has. And they've played to it.
Cedarville's retaken the lead. It's their second lead of the day. In a much different game than the two played back in early January. Here's Mitchner for 3.
Good decision on the drive. You're not going to get all the way to the rim, so you might as well draw defenders and pass it.
9 assists for Trevecca on 9 baskets. Linkus been pretty off here in the early going.
Yeah, she looks out of sorts shooting the ball right now.
Waterworth, however, will put home the layup in front of the rim.
Again, we talked about it earlier, but one of the best things Cedarville does is rebound the ball on the offensive end. 16 a game almost, and that gets them a lot of extra possessions.
Morgan Long working against Wolford.
I think they'll get a better look at the 3 if they can drive to kick out again. Make that kind of a drive. Well, you got to take care of the ball when you do that, though.
Boyer tried. Here comes Brittenham leading the 2-on-1. The pull-up doesn't draw the rim, and we'll have a foul. This one going against Linkus.
You can see Linkus with the knee brace on that left knee. They had talked earlier in the year about whether to sit her out, whether to have surgery, redshirt, all those things. And, she really felt like she wanted to tough it out and, finish this year off the right way.
She was a Christian College honorable mention All-American last year, first team All-Conference last year. For a Lady Jackets team that was outstanding, they actually earned an at-large berth into the Division II NCAA tournament.
Here's the extended zone trap again. Trying to force Trevecca to play more beyond the three-point line.
These changing defenses have gotten to Trevecca here a little bit. Brittenham gets her hands on one. It's kicked out of bounds. they'll say by Cedarville.
And every time Trevecca puts the ball on the floor, down in the corners and on the wings, they're going to be facing a trap.
It's a very active Lady Jackets defense.
You know, and at the college level, if you can change defenses 3 or 4 times, that puts a lot of confusion into people.
Great pass up ahead from Wolford. Brittenham can't get it above the rim.
Here's an opportunity to run back at him.
Don't have numbers, though. It's a 3-on-3. Raby tried to fire one in there, and it's knocked out of bounds by McQueen. An aggressive idea from Sarah Raby, but it doesn't hurt Trevecca.
Mitchener getting a pretty needed rest, I think. She's had a lot of pressure on her. She's had to handle the ball a lot. She's performed well.
Solid freshman coming in for her, Brianna Bryant. She's hit a 3 today, played with a lot of energy in practice yesterday.
It was a fairly loose practice, I would say.
It's a fair way to describe it. There's Bryant again, her second 3, and the lead changes hands.
She's given them a great lift. They got to get back.
3 from down near the corner, and an offensive rebound from McQueen, but she was pinned underneath the hoop.
This loss, I think it slipped out of her hand on the way up. But again, they get the opportunities with those offensive boards.
Bryant feeling it a little bit. Long rebound out of bounds.
She earned that heat check, I think.
One of your favorite terms. Gary Van Atten
Yep.
might not have agreed with earning that heat check.
I'm a proponent.
You've seen a lot of basketball on both the men's side and the women's side.
Yeah, I have some guards. They have a pretty free license there.
Well, you earn it after a while, right?
Yes, you do.
Abby Wolford, who's been great this year, doesn't hit the rim. And the last few possessions for Cedarville have come up empty, and this one
I don't
is
know how
coupled
much
by
of
a
a foul that was, but it's unnecessary. I mean, when you turn the ball over to a team, either with a missed shot or a turnover, don't go back and foul somebody 80 feet from the basket.
Foul's becoming an issue now. Wolford already had 2. Holm now has 2. And 2 on Linkus, who's on the bench.
There are holes in this trap if you seek them out. You can get penetration and find somebody, but you got to penetrate the basketball.
Like that?
Yeah,
Except
but
she dropped it off her foot.
You got to know where you're going. When you go, you have to know what defender you're drawing to get a pass.
Entry pass tried to go over 3 different pink jerseys. Raby has the steal. Good extra pass from Raby. Bryant turns down the 3 for the baseline jumper.
That's a tough shot for a lot of players. Dribble drive on the baseline and an unnecessary foul there. You're better off sometimes just to shoot the catch and shoot if you can't get all the way to the rim.
Looked like Gary Van Atten was saying you can't shoot over the post player down there.
Exactly.
With Wolford to the bench, Whitney Robinson back in.
Well, after the hot start, it's kind of slowed down in the shooting a little bit.
Yeah, very much so. Another offensive rebound for Cedarville. Nice pass.
Nice seal inside.
And the foul will come, putting Emily Williams at the free throw line. Less than 5 to play in the opening half. The high scoring pace has slowed down, but the lead remains in the hands of the home team and Gary Van Atten's Trojans.
They found us. We gotta get out of here.
They aren't human.
No kidding.
If he does his things because they please him in some way.
You don't have a clue what you're into.
The critics are calling Full Measure a new, emphatic, straightforward presence in the chatty Sunday talk show realm. Government and corporate wasters, be warned. Investigative reporter Cheryl Atkinson is coming for you. Content-driven. Quality work. Ambitious. Investigative journalism has a fearless new home. Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson.
Check your local listings.
That's the one. I will not another span necklace, and I will not go when my camera really I can no. I'm like, I will not be trending today because there is a story that.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
ASN is pulse-pounding college basketball. The American Sports Network. Your team, your passion, your network. Sports Network. Will meet. The American Sports Network. Team, passion, your.
American Sports Network is really bringing unprecedented exposure to the Division II level, and fans around Trevecca have been jacked since this was announced. Student section is packed already. This is just the first game of a doubleheader. The men will follow about 25 minutes after the completion of the women. After a period, it was 21-20, so the scoring has significantly cooled.
Well, in Trevecca's case, they have 5 turnovers this period, and they've given up offensive rebounds at the other end. But the turnovers against the extended trap have kept them from getting good looks at the basket this period.
20-year-old sophomore Emily Williams, who is just a 43% free throw shooter, hits a pair and ties the game.
That's a bonus for them. She's really been struggling at the line. She was on the line for a little while extra at practice yesterday.
Cedarville's defenses have forced Trevecca into 5 turnovers this quarter. This time they're going to get bailed out with a foul committed by Williams.
Almost every time Trevecca has driven in this period, they've been met by 3 defenders. They have to find the gap to find the open shooter.
Nearly turn it over. Down to the floor was Boyer, and it ends up right in the hands of Long, who circles it through.
Boy, they needed that to stop the bleeding a little bit, get some momentum back.
Mike, as much as they've turned it over, the ball has bounced Trevecca's way a lot today. And here comes a turnover back the other way. Brianna Bryant pulling up at the free throw line, and she gets her own rebound.
Good hustle.
Now Kilburn trailing the play. Another 3. That's their 8th.
We were talking earlier, she's their post player, but she steps out a lot as a trail in the break and shoots a 3 when teams sag off.
8 threes today. That is already more than their average. Offensive rebound, batted around, but she couldn't control it. Williams couldn't. Boyer knifes all the way to the glass, and Boyer puts it through. It's the largest lead of the day.
And we got a timeout. An unhappy Kirk Martin.
It's been the story all day, Mike. Trevecca's three-point shooting.
Kick out, trailer, late on the break, knock it down.
Everybody's getting into the action as well. Not only on the 3, they're finally able to get to the glass.
That's a huge play because they haven't had much penetration. They'd only had 4 points in the paint up until then.
Gary Van Atta, whose lead assistant is his wife, Courtney, said at practice yesterday, Courtney's been on him about the defense they've been playing, but so far today, the defense has been good. They've been closing out, and Cedarville hasn't been able to get many good looks.
Exactly. And, they've been reasonably patient with, the offensive end other than the few turnovers, but they've blocked out. They've done a good job of keeping them off the boards. We've had close to 33-point attempts in this game already.
We've got 3.5 minutes to play in the half.
Good front of the post inside.
Wolford already has a 5-second violation. That one was pretty close to another. And that should be a charge. It is, and it's the third foul on Linkus.
She got her feet outside the restricted circle.
Linkus had been on the bench for a while after picking up her second foul. She might be heading right back.
She just seems out of sorts today.
Great job by Kilburn to step over and take that charge. One of the neat things about Division II that most fans who don't follow the division closely don't realize, the men's and women's teams travel together. Kayla's younger brother is a freshman on the men's team, so it makes it easy on the family to follow the two. Probably a lot of fun to travel with your sibling.
The only bad part of all of that is when one team wins, when the other team loses, the bus rides home aren't that fun for anybody.
Kilburn slips the screen and
great
runs it
pass.
through.
That's a great pass.
Kilburn's playing great.
I think it was Paige Boyer that made that pass. Very nice.
They've shared the ball very well, and they've been aggressive on defense. Maybe a little too aggressive this time. Another look at it, Mike.
She comes to set the ball screen and then slips it. Great lead pass, leads her right to the rim. Good finish.
12 assists on 14 baskets. It's got to be one of the better halves Trevecca has played all year.
All year. Couldn't play it at a better time.
Wolford doesn't have the deep three, and it's knocked right down to the hands of Bryant.
Great block out down here. Morgan Long, I think it was down here, did the block out.
And here's Morgan Long for three.
Got to get back. Don't give him an easy one in transition.
It's been one of the best things Trevecca has done, getting back. There haven't been any easy points.
No easy fast breaks. They've done a fairly good job of blocking out. I mean, I know that Cedarville has numerically a fair amount of offensive rebounds, but a lot of them came on 2 possessions.
Sophomore from Cincinnati Christian in Ohio, Abby Wolford. Highly accomplished high school athlete. 3-time All-American. Second leading scorer in her high school history.
Well, I just talked about blocking out an offensive rebound, and it comes back to bite Trevecca. You not only give up the board, but then you give up a foul.
If there's one area that Gary Van Atta will talk about at length at halftime, it'll be the offensive rebounds. They've led to 10 second chance points already.
Exactly. I mean, without those, and that's a big, I mean, obviously it's a big strength of Cedarville. They rely on it, but it keeps them in a ton of games where they're struggling shooting the ball.
And that's the look of a head coach whose team can't hit a free throw, even though they're one of the best free throw shooting teams in the league. McQueen finally will hit one after they missed 3 straight.
Full court press again. Full court diamond press. Trap on the wing.
Good find. Into the corner for the step back 3 from Pendergrass.
I think she worried too much about getting behind the 3 and never got her balance back.
McQueen wants it on the inside. Instead it goes to the other side for the kick out to Wolford.
Now more and more with the 3-point shot and the line in the game having an effect, you're seeing more and more kids have the majority of their shots come from there. Wolford shoots over half her shots from the 3.
What a possession to break the press. Gary Van Atta's going to call a timeout.
Not sure why, because he has some momentum, but he had to have liked what he's seen breaking the press on that one.
How many times did the ball hit the floor in breaking that press? Once?
Once. Just on a dribble to advance to get into the next pass. Great look up the floor.
And for Megan Kilburn, it has been a great first half for her. She averages just 8 points a game, but she's hit a couple of threes.
And she started the break with a couple of outlet passes.
Yeah, and she's got 7 points, tied for a team high with Raby, who had 7 of the first 10.
Yeah, and it's funny, I think maybe that's why things have changed over a little bit. Now Cedarville's defense is really locked in on Raby, and other people are stepping up and getting a little bit better looks. And you can tell Kirk Martin's wound up because the coat is already off.
It is pretty warm inside of Trojan Fieldhouse here. Trevecca's making it a little bit warmer with the way they've shot it. 8 out of 15 from 3. Both teams coming off a loss on Thursday to snap lengthy winning streaks. Trevecca had won 4 straight. Cedarville had won 9 in a row. And it was just their first league loss. Another offensive rebound. Brittingham somehow kept it in. I agree with you. Third try. A little more patient after their second offensive rebound of this possession. Entry pass to Waterworth. That's turned away briefly. Down to the floor. And a tie-up will stay on this end.
I think Waterworth's hand might have been out of bounds there.
I thought it was out of bounds twice on that possession.
Yep.
Full disclosure, we're up high. We're in a crow's nest.
We have a great look at the lines. We might have a better look than the officials do. But I've always thought I'm a better official. So
every coach does.
Of course, but I never want to do it either.
Put another steal on Kilburn's first half line. Coming up at the half, we'll talk with Trevecca's men's coach, Sam Harris. What a story he is and his men's program is. Stick with us for that. This lead matches their largest lead of the half, but they've got just 5 seconds to shoot. Why not?
And an offensive
rebound for Michener. She's turned away by Waterworth, and then a foul. It's going to go against Michener.
That's a bad play because you had a chance to get the ball back and hold it for the last shot of the half. You get that kind of offensive rebound, you got to know scoring time, and you got to get it out there. They had a chance to run out the clock there. The heat of the moment, you get wound up. She'll learn it.
Free throws. 4 out of 9 as a team.
Well, we'll say that Trevecca should now get the last shot of the half.
Theoretically. And they will. Looking for their largest lead of the half on the half's final possession. Good look for Kilburn, and she hits the side of the glass. But all things considered, what a half for Trevecca Nazarene. They were blown out by Cedarville in January, and they're the ones that have held the largest leads of the half. 7 on 2 different occasions, thanks to 8 threes. 38-31 at the break.
There is a place for you. There is a place for you to dream, to develop, to discover, a place to prepare and practice, a place specifically designed for you and your passions to grow. Come to this place, Trevecca, a Christian university in the heart of Nashville.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
Acne is a buzzkill, and it's extra frustrating when pimples pop up in hard-to-reach places. But now, Proactive has a totally new offer to give you clear skin head to toe.
Introducing our new Total Body Deep Cleansing Duo. Our medicated body wash clears away pimples on your chest and back. And our all-new Deep Cleansing Body Brush with Soft Touch Silicone gives you a deep clean all over.
The back brush is so contoured, which is really nice. You can actually get into some of the hard spots.
With the body wash, now I can pull out those cute little tank tops. It's made life so much easier.
Together, the all-new Cleansing Duo is a $61 value. But order Proactive today for just $19.95, and the wash and new body brush are yours free.
Proactive kills the bacteria that contributes to acne, and you actually see results quickly.
Call the number on your screen or go to proactive.com/body and order Proactive. Plus, you'll get our Body Cleansing Duo free.
But hurry, supplies won't last.
Days like this are getting harder to find. Well,
long on life, but short on time. When I get a chance to kick back and unwind, I live for Myrtle Beach days. Myrtle Beach days got blue in the sky, not a care in the air, ocean breeze blowing by, just sitting on the sand, soaking up the sunshine. I live for Myrtle Beach days.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
Trojan Fieldhouse has been waiting for this event for the last couple of weeks since Division II announced we were coming here for the Division II National Showcase to showcase the Great Midwest Athletic Conference, and they have been a big part of a hot start for the homestanding Trojans. Darren Goldwater and the three-time WNBA Coach of the Year, Mike Tebow. I think what stands out the most is the obvious part, how well Trevecca shot the ball.
They've shot 50% from three, 8 for 16. They've had 5 different people make threes. It's more than they could have hoped for going into this game for a first half.
Certainly one of the main focuses of the game plan for Trevecca was keep Cedarville off the offensive glass. That's the one part for the Lady Jackets that's really been strong for them.
You know, and 12 offensive boards are huge, but I'm not sure if I'm Trevecca, I know even how to solve it, because you're playing a zone. You're in a situation where you're trying to block out, but you're blocking out big people with small bodies. Maybe that's just what you're going to have to live with and outshoot them at the other end.
Yeah, if you're going to trade 3s for 2s on the putback, so be it, right?
So be it right now.
It's led to a 7-point lead at the break. Trevecca trying to answer the Cedarville win when the two met for the first time in January. Coming up, we'll talk with Sam Harris, the head coach for the men's Trojans, when we bring you back inside.
There is a place for you. There is a place for you to dream, to develop, to discover, a place to prepare and practice, a place specifically designed for you and your passions to grow. Come to this place, Trevecca, a Christian university in the heart of Nashville.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
Acne is a buzzkill, and it's extra frustrating when pimples pop up in hard-to-reach places. But now, Proactive has a totally new offer to give you clear skin head to toe.
Introducing our new Total Body Deep Cleansing Duo. Our medicated body wash clears away pimples on your chest and back. And our all-new Deep Cleansing Body Brush with Soft Touch Silicone gives you a deep clean all over.
The back brush is so contoured, which is really nice. You can actually get into some of the hard spots.
With the body wash, now I can pull out those cute little tank tops. It's made life so much easier.
Together, the all-new Cleansing Duo is a $61 value. But order Proactive today for just $19.95, and the wash and new body brush are yours free.
Proactive kills the bacteria that contributes to acne, and you actually see results quickly.
Call the number on your screen or go to proactive.com/body and order Proactive. Plus, you'll get our Body Cleansing Duo free.
But hurry, supplies won't last.
Days like this are getting harder to find. We're long on life, but short on time. When I get a chance to kick back and unwind, I live for Myrtle Beach days. Myrtle Beach days got blue in the sky, not a care in the air, ocean breeze blowing by, just sitting on the sand, soaking up the sunshine. I live for Myrtle Beach days.
Great atmosphere inside of Trojan Fieldhouse. 7-point lead on the women's side of things, trying to win their 5th game in their last 6 tries and give Cedarville their 2nd straight loss after a 9-game winning streak. Back inside here, we are now joined by Sam Harris, the coach on the men's side. First of all, I think it got national headlines, your health. Back in the hospital last week, it was a scary situation.
It was.
A stent inserted on Monday. You were coaching practice yesterday. You're going to coach the game today. How are you feeling?
I'm just tired. You know, they told me it'll take a little while for me to get my strength back up. Yesterday's practice was great. We had great energy, and then I went home and was tired.
I was surprised, quite honestly, how energetic you. I mean, how's your wife with this whole situation?
She was with my grandson, so she's okay when she's with him.
But you're a coach. You love to be out around
Yes.
your guys. One of the guys on your team that's maybe the best player in the league, Byron Sanford. Tell us about him. What makes him so special?
I mean, he rebounds for his size. He scores with it in the post for his size. Good enough ball handler to get to the rim. He makes other people better around him. You know, he's just a really solid player.
You've won some games recently. You beat Kentucky Wesleyan. You're the only team that's given Wesleyan a loss in league play. Right now, you're just a half game behind Wesleyan and one other in league play. The confidence that's given you, plus a win over Huntsville earlier in the year, assess the mindset of the team right now.
Yeah, I think we're peaking at the right time. You know, we played 15 of our first 19 games on the road, so it's nice to come home. But at the same time, we had a lot of close losses. Getting injury players back has made a big difference. And if we can stay healthy, I think we can make a pretty good run.
It'll be the second time, just like the women, that you're playing the Cedarville team. You beat them the first time. What do you expect to see out of them today?
Well, you know, it concerns me a little bit because our women got beat up there. So, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, we want to create up-tempo off of our defense and see if we can't keep them from getting in our gaps and dribble penetrating and getting to the rim. So hopefully our guys will come out ready to play defensively and we'll see an up-tempo game.
All right, before we let you go, the atmosphere here for the women's game is outstanding. The baseball, the softball teams are practicing. They're probably going to file in. How good is this home court advantage compared to other teams in the league?
Oh, it's great. You know, honestly, I mean, Alderson Broadus and probably Cedarville and ourselves are the three people that have great crowds. And it's great to play at home. It's great to have the students involved. And anytime there's excitement on campus, it makes our athletes feel good.
And certainly a lot to play for. If you win, you're still right around the top of the league. Plus the league this year will have an automatic berth come tournament time, the winner of the tournament. So a lot on the line.
Yes, there's no doubt about it. You know, the team that wins the regular season gets to host. We'd love to have this atmosphere playing for the chance to get to a national tournament. So, you know, every game's a big game, and, you know, we've got to just come out ready to play, handle each game one at a time.
Well, Sam, good luck this afternoon. Continued good health, and we'll see you this afternoon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That is Sam Harris. His men will take on the Yellow Jackets about 25 minutes after the completion of this one. Probably an exciting 20 minutes in store still in the second half of Game 1.
There is a place for you. There is a place for you to dream, to develop, to discover, a place to prepare and practice, a place specifically designed for you and your passions to grow. Come to this place, Trevecca, a Christian university in the heart of Nashville.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
Acne is a buzzkill, and it's extra frustrating when pimples pop up in hard-to-reach places. But now, Proactive has a totally new offer to give you clear skin head to toe.
Introducing our new Total Body Deep Cleansing Duo. Our medicated body wash clears away pimples on your chest and back. And our all-new Deep Cleansing Body Brush with Soft Touch Silicone gives you a deep clean all over.
The back brush is so contoured, which is really nice. You can actually get into some of the hard spots.
With the body wash, now I can pull out those cute little tank tops. It's made life so much easier.
Together, the all-new Cleansing Duo is a $61 value. But order Proactive today for just $19.95, and the wash and new body brush are yours free.
Proactive kills the bacteria that contributes to acne, and you actually see results quickly.
Call the number on your screen or go to proactive.com/body and order Proactive. Plus, you'll get our Body Cleansing Duo free.
But hurry, supplies won't last.
We are just about set for the second half. Trojans trying to inch closer to the Yellow Jackets in the standings and give them their second consecutive league loss after winning 9 straight games. Darren Goldwater and the winningest coach in WNBA history, Mike Tebow. Look, there's a reason you've won a whole bunch of games. You came into this one saying three-pointers are going to be the key, and Trevecca got off to a hot start, and they really haven't cooled off much.
They haven't. 8 for 16, 50%. They have balanced scoring. They have 5 people with 6 or 7 points. They've gotten a lot of people involved, different ways, drive and kick, give and go. All of those things have led to great baskets by them. That's a bonus half for them because it's way above their average.
And it's not just balanced scoring all told. They have 5 different players that's hit a 3. 3 of them have hit at least 2.
Exactly. You see here, penetrate, kick to the weak side corner.
That was Mitchner's 3.
Give another one, swing the ball, trail 3.
Big time half for Kilburn, not only from the top of the key.
Another ball reversal, swing, give and go, find it, lay it in. Great pass.
All told, Trevecca shoots 50% from the floor. The second chance points are really what's keeping Cedarville in this game.
Exactly. The rebounds are 23 to 15, 12 to 3 in second chance points. Otherwise, it would be a blowout.
So we get set for the second half here. And our leading scorers, Casey Brittenham and Sarah Raby. Raby had 7 of the first 10 points for Trevecca. Then Kilburn came in and she locked her up. She also has 7 points in the first half. Brittenham with a couple of threes. But part of the story for Cedarville isn't just the fact that they're getting offensive rebounds. It's also that Linkus has 3 fouls. She hasn't been able to get on track. Wolford, their leading scorer, hasn't been able to get into the flow of the game because she had 2 fouls in the first 30 seconds of the game.
Exactly. Those are the 2 key players, and they've been on and off the court. Linkus is only 1 for 3 from the floor, 0 for 2 from three-point line, and normally a good rebounder, only has 2 rebounds right now. Wolford, I think, 1 for 4, too, and I think she made the 1-3 in front of us here on the wing, and that was it.
And there's a lot on the line here. Kirk Martin knows it. 15th year at Cedarville, is the all-time winningest coach. He's a Hall of Famer at Cedarville, and he will be retiring at the end of this year. And he'd love to go out with his team going back to the Division II NCAA tournament, a place they went last year.
Yeah, they were feeling really good about themselves about 72 hours ago, and then all of a sudden at Kentucky Wesleyan the other night, a tough night and a tough start here. Trevecca will start with the ball.
You wouldn't know it if you watched the first half. Trevecca began the year 1-11, having lost 10 straight games. If they win this one, it's 5 out of 6.
Yeah, and I know they try to do some tough scheduling early, but I think he felt like maybe he bit off more than they wanted to chew with this group. Nice pass inside.
Really haven't been able to do that much, but Waterworth isn't having any of it from Raby.
I think Raby predetermined what she wanted to do on that one. Great skip pass.
Brittenham alone on the wing.
They count on making those. Those are as good a looks as they can get on the wing.
Brittenham is the one who knocks that out of bounds, chasing it back after the miss. It's a frustrating thing as a coach, isn't it? When you run a good offensive set, you get the right look, and it's just not going down.
Yeah, you know, and you go back and you talk to your staff after games like that, and you say, geez, should we be doing something different? And you go back and look at the tape, you say, we got great shots. Ball just doesn't go in some nights, especially when it's your best shooters taking them.
Cedarville only has a 1-game lead in the league, despite getting off to a 7-0 start. Long draws a crowd. Here's Boyer with 1 on the shot clock, and it's a shot clock violation.
Good defense by Cedarville for the entire possession that time. Took away easy drives. They need a good start defensively, too.
Van Atta, a one-time Ohio Valley Conference Coach of the Year. When he was with UT Martin, got him to the Sweet 16 in the WNIT.
I'm not sure where the foul was on that one. It's a lot of ball.
It's the third on Raby.
2 shots, number 4, Abby Wolford.
And a sub waiting at the table for her, too.
Wolford's a good free throw shooter, but she hasn't been able to knock him down today. She's 0 for 3.
I almost had the feeling watching her warm up that she was a little overhyped for this game. Kind of bouncing around, and sometimes, kids, it's nervous energy, but sometimes you can get yourself too wound up.
This being Super Bowl week, you hear a lot about that. Athletes, when they're playing on a big stage, so excited before the game even starts that it's hard to rein yourself back in.
And I think the other part of it is really hard. You use all this energy on defense and you get yourself excited, but it's hard to take a deep breath and calm down on offense. Nice pump fake.
Had to honor it from Kilburn because she's hit a couple of threes already.
And I know Coach Martin won't like Lincoln's jumping at that too. Stay on the ground.
This may be the biggest difference between Game 1 and Game 2. In Game 1, Kilburn had 2 points. She hit 1 shot. Today, she's got 8. She's hit a couple of threes. She's been a force on the glass.
And I won't say it's a tough matchup, but it's a different matchup when you have a post that steps out like that. You take other teams' post players out of their comfort zone. Ooh, had missed a wide open cut down the lane.
Wolford had Kilburn closing out on her, and Kilburn's high school teammate Melanie Long has the rebound. Morgan Long.
Cedarville back in man-to-man, trying to stay more accountable defensively.
Here's Mitchner.
Good block out.
Renewed emphasis to push the tempo offensively, it seems, for Cedarville.
Much more.
Wolford wide open off the pass from
Maybe
Waterworth.
that'll get her going. That was a great look. Good balance, stepping into her shot.
Cedarville has had a couple of leads, both of them just 2. And you'd think coming in, this would have been the heavily favored team. Long in a trap, Wolford took it away and then is fouled by Long.
Here's a great pass out of the short corner to the top, stepping into the shot, nice and easy. Trevecca has several times gotten themselves dribbling the ball against 2 defenders in the corner, and it hasn't worked out really well.
Very active zone. This one kicked by Boyer.
I think Brittenham needs to look at the basket more on that pass. She made a couple early threes. She's caught the ball now twice on the wing open. I think she's got to be a threat.
She's asking for it. She's got it. Nice find by Robinson. You could hear that foul. Link is clobbered down there by Boyer.
They fouled all sorts of her body. Good cut right here. Great pass. Shoulder, hip, arm. Boy, they've really struggled at the line.
Yeah,
with good free throw shooters.
It's tough to watch. They're 4 for 13. They're a 70% free throw shooting group. Here's McQueen in now for Linkus. You could see her wince after the foul. It looked like she was favoring that knee. You pointed it out, Mike. Torn meniscus. She just is gutting it out, wants to finish her career.
Yep, she's over there stretching out her leg right now on the bench. Good double screen. We call that an elevator play.
Mitchner able to keep it alive. What a play from Mitchner. Thought for sure that ball was heading back into the backcourt.
So did Coach Martin. He's
now
still
Mitchner.
sure that it is.
Got to get it off. She does, but it doesn't hit the rim. It's their second shot clock violation of the
quarter. I have
quarter.
a friend that describes that as the dirty pass. You've thrown the pass to a teammate with 1 second or 2 seconds on the shot clock and say, here, you shoot it.
Let your field goal percentage drop.
Yes. I think she's got to look at that, at least be a threat.
McQueen tried to thread the needle. It'll stay on this end of the floor with 14 on the shot clock.
It's interesting, though. I mean, it may be the right call, but 4 of the Cedarville players were headed the other way. I think they saw it the other way.
Robinson will drive to the elbow. Another offensive rebound. That's number 13 on the afternoon. And another kick ball.
I think the only thing maybe Trevecca could do differently is if you're going to be in a size mismatch with somebody, don't worry about getting the rebound yourself. Just make sure yours doesn't. So if you're a small guard who gets stuck on a big in your zone, just face guard them. Don't let them get a running start at the board.
McQueen can't handle it, and she draws a crowd. And it's going to stay on this end.
We've been down here for a while now.
It's like one of those 15-minute, 18-play drives in football.
Yep.
Brittenham will fire away.
Yeah, I think they need her to make some shots right now to take the pressure off everybody else.
It's a 7-0 run for Cedarville to get back within 2. Paige Boyer drops one back to Brianna McDonald, and it's out of bounds to Cedarville.
We've had a lot of empty possessions right now for Trevecca. They need to see one go in. 2 points so far in the quarter.
It's had a couple of shot clock violations. We started to notice the trend in the second quarter. Even though Trevecca was able to knock down some shots, Cedarville's defense was starting to get to them, forcing more turnovers.
They're extending pressure, making them play farther from the basket, and then again pounding the boards at the other end.
Another nice skip pass. Brittenham, though, had to take the short hop, so she couldn't launch. McQueen is fouled as that pass got to her.
That play right there, I will say, Cedarville probably worked on for 15 minutes yesterday, having the weak side post player step in and seal the back of the zone to try to get a pass inside. Worked on it constantly.
And the result is the 4th foul on Trevecca this quarter. McQueen very active on the inside. They can't get it to her as she slides all the way up to the free throw line. Holm on the baseline, able to find Robinson, who airmails the 3. Shot clock didn't reset. Brittenham doesn't need it to, and still doesn't hit the rim.
And another foul.
What a break for Cedarville.
It's one of those offensive boards that's really not fair. It doesn't really hit anything.
Both of them were. An airball 3, then a bricked 3. And in the end, it'll be McQueen heading to the line with a chance to tie the game. Already on a 7-0 run, the Lady Jackets right back into this.
Days like this are getting harder to find. We're long on life, but short on time. When I get a chance to kick back and unwind, I live for Myrtle Beach days. Myrtle Beach days got blue in the sky, not a care in the air, ocean breeze blowing by, just sitting on the sand, soaking up the sunshine. I live for Myrtle Beach days.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
The critics are calling Full Measure a new, emphatic, straightforward presence in the chatty Sunday talk show realm. Government and corporate wasters, be warned. Investigative reporter Cheryl Atkinson is coming for you. Content-driven. Quality work. Ambitious. Investigative journalism has a fearless new home. Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson.
Check your local listings.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
This telecast is sponsored by the NCAA Division II President's Council. Welcome to NCAA Division II, where excellence is always the pursuit, but not a narrow one. Division II is the country's premier stage for what matters most. The hearts, the minds, and ambition of young people. Make it yours. Along with Mike Tebow, the general manager and head coach of the Washington Mystics, I'm Darren Goldwater. As Cedarville tries to tie this game after trailing by 9 earlier in the quarter, it's McQueen at the line.
This is their 15th and 16th free throw attempt compared to 2 attempts the whole game for Trevecca. And that could, even though they haven't made a lot, Cedarville's, if they keep getting to the line, it's going to be a big difference.
Especially if they start finally making them.
Well, Trevecca started out 0 for 5 this quarter with 3 turnovers. It's tough right now. They need to see a ball go in the basket here.
Couple of freshmen on the floor. This is one of them. Bryant, she's cut off on the baseline. She's able to kick one back to McDonald for 3. That's her first 3.
That's got to feel great coming out of a timeout and scoring right away. Get the lead back.
Make the coach look good.
2 terrific coaches. They both run great offense, good ideas.
Ball movement has been very good for Cedarville this half. There's the answer.
Wolford getting another one. That's 2 this quarter.
Starting to see that ball go in. Next time she goes to the line, she's probably going to knock down a couple.
Yep.
Quite a different game from the first time they met in January. Now it's Mitchner. And the rebound won on the weak side by Williams. Last year, Cedarville was as high as 17th in the country. They were an at-large berth in the NCAA tournament after winning both the regular season and the tournament for the TMAC. Here are the threes.
Foul on number 25, Bryant, their 3rd.
Good swing.
2-shot foul with the bonus situation, number 24.
The ball changed sides of the floor. Got a great look. Wolford knocks it down. And again, we're back to the line.
And Holm hits. So they've hit 3 straight free throws after they began 5 for 14.
And they've made a little bit of this run with a lot of, I think they have 4 bench players in the game here for Cedarville during this run.
14-4 run right now.
Here comes a few starters coming back. Well, Wolford have been the only starter on the floor for the last couple minutes.
And she's going to be the one who takes a breather as Vanderplas checks in. Freshman Ellie Jungle from Midland, Michigan has also come into the game for Cedarville. 3rd time they have led this game, all of them by 2 points. McDonald took the extra step.
Had the right idea, had a chance to get the defender up in the air, but got happy feet.
I love to go inside the brains of coaches, especially good ones. Before we talked with Sam Harris at the half, his reaction to a great crowd here for the women's game, which will grow for the men, he said, I don't know how we're ever going to get anyone to come here and play us again. I said, yeah, but you're going to get good players to come here and play for you.
Yes, exactly.
More good ball movement. This is jungle for three.
I think by nature, coaches are warriors. There's just a lot of little details that just keep coming up. That's why you wake up at 3 a.m. thinking about things that nobody else thinks about.
Just for that one play at the perfect moment.
Exactly.
Vanderplas, an 84% free throw shooter. That just typifies their day at the line.
Yeah, I don't know. When you have a good free throw shooting team like this, maybe the nervousness is manifested in this too, but they just have been awful at the line.
Where they've been good is offensive rebounds, but they throw this one to Pendergrass. Kilburn asking for help. Pendergrass comes. Kilburn elevates and doesn't hit the rim.
Somebody must have opened the door at the gym on that end.
Gary Van Atta has seen a couple of empty possessions, few shot clock violations this quarter.
And their defense has been good. They've hung in just because their defense has been really good.
They spent, about 50 of their hour and a half, 50 minutes on defense yesterday?
Yesterday, exactly. Shooting threes and defense. I guess it's turned the tide for them.
It seems to have worked out. That zone closed out on Brittenham.
Good hands.
Boyer got a hand on it. The trip.
Well, it's only the second team foul, I think.
Yeah.
Good active hands.
7 steals now for Trevecca. Here's Addie Hale at a Lexington, not Kentucky though, Lexington High School in Tennessee. Got a foul here, not a tie-up.
Yeah, I think the other official on this side was about to call the tie-up, but the guy in front of it had the best view. Cedarville fans not too happy.
Here's Addie Hale now. And Wolford has the rebound. A dominant quarter for Cedarville. They've been down by as many as 9 this quarter. And now Wolford has a clean look for 3. How about Hale? She just simply wanted it more than Emily Williams.
Great hustle to get to the corner. A lot of the long rebounds are coming off the other side.
Nice find. Raby to Kilburn. She draws a crowd and turns it over.
Crowd's getting restless.
Ball deflected and another steal. Here comes Paige Boyer. Boyer doesn't have numbers and got a little too aggressive.
Yeah, probably should have wheeled that one back out and waited for teammates.
Inside a minute to play here in the third quarter. That's been dominated by the Lady Jackets. Wolford's been a big part of that, although she rims this one out, and Linkus has committed her 4th foul.
Great block out down there. I think that was Raby on the block out. They've done a little bit better job right now keeping them off the boards. Turn, good body contact, both post players. Good seal. 3 defenders in the lane.
Seems a lot of times Trevecca has been so focused on boxing out, the ball has hit the floor. Some of that has led to the offensive rebounds.
Exactly. Here's the extended trap that they ran in the second quarter here.
The 3 from Pendergrass, her 3rd.
That's a really confident shot.
And now a foul on Addie Hale.
You could see that foul coming about 20 feet away.
It's a tough one, though, if you're Trevecca. As poorly as you've played offensively in this quarter, you just got the lead back, and now you're putting them at the line.
I thought she got away with one on the previous possession, coming down the floor with pressure. You got to know you got to back off a little bit once it gets to the bonus.
Yeah, I thought Wolford would hit her next free throw. She started 0 for 4. Then we saw her hit a couple of threes.
Yep, got her confidence back. She's just too weight consistent a player to keep missing those free throws.
Lead changes hands again with 19 seconds to play in the quarter.
I think they're getting her out so she doesn't risk getting her fourth foul. I think she has 3. Good substitution to end the quarter.
Pendergrass flashed up. Boyer didn't have it there. Here's Raby. Boyer. And with 1 second left in the quarter, Brittingham isn't able to get within launching distance. So the quarter is dominated by Cedarville, but the threes keep raining in for Trevecca. This one from Pendergrass, her 3rd of the game, but we've got a 1-point lead for the visitors as we head to the final frame.
Days like this are getting harder to find. We're long on life, but short on time. When I get a chance to kick back and unwind, I live for Myrtle Beach days. Myrtle Beach days got blue in the sky, not a care in the air, ocean breeze blowing by, just sitting on the sand, soaking up the sunshine. I live for Myrtle Beach days.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
There is a place for you. There is a place for you to dream, to develop, to discover, a place to prepare and practice, a place specifically designed for you and your passions to grow. Come to this place, Trevecca, a Christian university in the heart of Nashville.
The critics are calling Full Measure a new, emphatic, straightforward presence in the chatty Sunday talk show realm. Government and corporate wasters, be warned. Investigative reporter Cheryl Atkinson is coming for you. Content-driven. Quality work. Ambitious. Investigative journalism has a fearless new home. Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson.
Check your local listings.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
Off in the distance, the Capitol building in downtown Nashville. That's a great shot right there by John Claybrook, our producer and director. Spent a good bit of time in Nashville getting some good scenic views for us as we head to the fourth. Fun storyline for Trevecca. Their high school teammates, Kilburn and Long, played at Somerton High School in Tennessee. They're both juniors. Boyer and Mitchner seniors, so they've been playing together now for at least 8 years, 4 in high school, 4 here in college, and probably a lot longer than that.
I think it really helps a coach to have kids come in that played together before. Gives you some continuity.
Continuity is not what we saw on the offensive end for either team in the third quarter. They combined to go 5 for 23. The difference was at the free throw line. Cedarville went there 12 times and got 7 points out of it.
Yeah, and if it continues to be a parade to the free throw line, it's going to be tough for Trevecca. They need to play a little more under control, make sure it doesn't get to the bonus that early like it did last period.
Deep three for Kilburn. And it's strangled out of there by Brianne Waterworth. They trailed by as many as 9, but this pass slams Waterworth in the face.
I don't think Wolford even saw her running by. She was trying to pass to the wing.
Waterworth wasn't too pleased with it either.
Trevecca really needs a couple possessions of great execution here.
Boyer drives into a crowd, forced one up, and she's bailed out by the foul.
This will only be their 3rd and 4th free throw attempt of the entire game. Had none in the first half.
It comes to a good person, however. Boyer, the 4th best free throw shooter in the league.
And you jinxed it, not me.
I don't believe in the announcer jinx. Because it happens too often, I just don't want it to keep coming back on me. So I just say I don't believe in it.
I just bit my tongue.
Well, one's enough for Boyer to tie the game here. Very entertaining game. Trevecca came out on fire. They hit 4 of their 7 threes to start the game. That set the pace. Kind of put Cedarville on their heels a little bit. Here's McQueen. No foul called. She worked right into Raby.
Well, I think if you had asked Coach Van Atta if we told you can have a tie game with 8:40 to go, would you take it? And he would be thrilled with that.
Wolford earns the possession back for Cedarville, tying it up. Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it, especially with how Cedarville dominated the first game between the two.
Exactly. They just can't have those kind of possessions with turnovers.
Deep three now for Brittenham.
She's come up with a couple big ones this half when they really needed it.
Brittenham's got 15 points now. Leading scorer in the game by a wide margin. And it's also the largest lead of the day now for the Lady Jackets. Nice find to Mitchner. Boyer fights for it.
Those are the ones that were going in the first half for them, and they're not going right now.
Wolford faked the pass, slid underneath, and then missed the layup with a foul on the back end.
Great Euro step.
And they're going to get Wolford on the foul. That's 4 now on her.
I know we've talked about it before, but as a coach, I think that probably drives me as crazy as anything that, you turn the ball over, you miss a shot, whatever it is, just get back. You don't need to foul 80 feet away from the basket. And now you're one step closer to the bonus doing that. Particularly somebody that's already in foul trouble.
It's been a big story this game. Wolford had 2 early fouls on the first possession for Trevecca. Couldn't get into the flow. Here's Brianna McDonald tying the game.
She's been a great spark off the bench for them.
12 threes for the Trojans. And the long rebound down to the freshman. Pendergrass had the back cut, but it was cut off. So Mitchner slips out for the corner 3, out for the wing.
That's a heartbreak one. You see it halfway down.
Timeout here for Cedarville. Even though the looks aren't going down, Trevecca is getting the looks, and Kirk Martin probably wants to talk about that. Threes have been the story all day. They've combined for 20 of them. This one from McDonald is her second, and we're tied with 7:13 to play.
Days like this are getting harder to find. We're long on life, but short on time. When I get a chance to kick back and unwind, I live for Myrtle Beach days. Myrtle Beach days got blue in the sky, not a care in the air, ocean breeze blowing by, just sitting on the sand, soaking up the sunshine. I live for Myrtle Beach days.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
The critics are calling Full Measure a new, emphatic, straightforward presence in the chatty Sunday talk show realm. Government and corporate wasters, be warned. Investigative reporter Cheryl Atkinson is coming for you. Content-driven. Quality work. Ambitious. Investigative journalism has a fearless new home. Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson.
Check your local listings.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
A strong finish to the year for Trevecca. Maybe they could be around the D2 championships. The ultimate celebration of NCAA women's basketball takes place this year at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. It's in Indianapolis, where Division I, II, and III share the national stage at the women's Final Four. The D2 championship game airs live on CBS Sports Network, and the tip-off on Monday, April 4th. D3 championship follows. You can find it on NCAA.com for championship seats today. An exciting finish shaping up inside Trojan Fieldhouse. It's a great lob pass down to Linkus, and it's well defended by McDonald.
Great pass. She just was surrounded when she caught it.
McDonald now slips the screen. Linkus got a hand on it.
I think McDonald's come in with great poise when they needed somebody to kind of calm them down a little bit.
Yeah, great minutes off the bench. 5 to shoot. Here's Pendergrass. McDonald isn't going to get it off. That's their third violation of the half.
Again, if you have the ball in your hands and you have 4 or 5 seconds to go, you just have to figure out a way to get a shot for yourself. You're rarely going to get a shot for somebody else unless you give it up right away.
They'll put the ball on the side because that's where the violation occurred. Robinson in running a point. Wolford on the bench with 4 fouls. Linkus in the game with 4 fouls. And here she is on the baseline.
Nice cut.
Yeah. Their offense has really been executed well for Cedarville, really in this second half. Ball movement's been great.
Both teams now this half, it's been the tale of two halves. They just haven't made the same shots that they made in the first half. A little more contested maybe, a little more pressure.
But the looks are there, I agree.
Yep. I think the one thing Trevecca needs to do is flatten out Cedarville's defense. They've gotten stuck on the perimeter way too much. They need to get something attacking the basket, if for no other reason to draw and kick.
Or draw a foul or two.
Exactly. There's a good back cut, but they need to go at the basket. We're playing out here on the top way too much.
Ravy will try an attack. She's cut off. That ball is blocked by Emily Williams.
They need to do a little better job of recognizing when they have 2 or 3 defenders around them.
Home in the lane, and the lead is in the hands of Cedarville. Trevecca hasn't been able to attack much of the day.
No, and part of it's the size, part of it's the zone, and part of it is just, a game plan to make them shoot outside. For the first half, the outside shots were fouling.
Boyer thought about it, Brittingham never closed all the way out. She missed the layup.
That's a tough one. Finally get a great look at the rim.
Great play. Gravy slides around Williams.
I thought the other post on the other side was more open than the one that Wolford tried to go to.
They can tie or take the lead with less than 4.5 to play. Here's Kilburn elevating over Linkus.
All the shots that she was making in the first half have become a struggle right now. They've gotten her off the three-point line. They made her put it on the floor.
They've only hit 3 shots in the second half, Trevecca. Wolford's got 3 threes in the second half.
The basket's starting to look bigger and bigger to her right now. She just needs to stay on the floor. They can't have her foul out.
Largest lead of the game for Cedarville with 3:58 to play and a timeout for Trevecca. Timeout on the floor, and we will take it with them. After watching a 9-game winning streak go by the boards on Thursday, the Lady Jackets have been in trouble all day, but they've got their largest lead of the game with less than 4 to play.
Days like this are getting harder to find. We're long on life, but short on time. When I get a chance to kick back and unwind, I live for Myrtle Beach days. Myrtle Beach days got blue in the sky, not a care in the air, ocean breeze blowing by, just sitting on the sand, soaking up the sunshine. I live for Myrtle Beach days.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
The critics are calling Full Measure a new, emphatic, straightforward presence in the chatty Sunday talk show realm. Government and corporate wasters, be warned. Investigative reporter Cheryl Atkinson is coming for you. Content-driven. Quality work. Ambitious. Investigative journalism has a fearless new home. Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson.
Check your local listings.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
There is a place for you. There is a place for you to dream, to develop, to discover, a place to prepare and practice, a place specifically designed for you and your passions to grow. Come to this place, Trevecca, a Christian university in the heart of Nashville.
Been exciting even for her. Can't you tell?
I can tell. She's got it all going. Mouth, hair, everything.
7 ties, 10 lead changes. It's just exhausting, the back and forth nature.
Well, you know, you look at this, there's been 99 field goal attempts and 60 of them have been threes.
Trevecca hasn't hit a 2 in the second half. They've only hit 3 shots in the second half. So their 9-point lead has now flipped on them, and they're down by 5, their largest deficit of the day.
Good post up. Great post up. Oh, you got to make that.
Second time they've missed in close in their last 2 possessions. They're going to get a timeout, though, as Kilburn wins the possession.
The only tough thing about that is that when you come out of timeouts, kids sometimes need to know what the possession arrow is, because that's a timeout you've used you might want at the end of the game, and they had the possession arrow to themselves. They were going to get the ball back anyway. I'm glad I don't have to think about that at the pro game. The alternate possession would kill me.
Join the conversation with us. You can do it in all your social media platforms on Twitter, Facebook, and on Instagram. Find us at live on ASN.com. It's your home for social. Along with Mike Tebow, I'm Darren Goldwater. We are having some fun up in the Crow's Nest above Trojan Fieldhouse. The game has provided a ton of excitement, especially for two teams that couldn't shoot a lick on Thursday. They've both found a rhythm here today. Boyer with a badly needed leader.
Well, I was talking about the timeout, but they got a great play out of it, too. They got a drive to the basket, which they needed.
Trevecca has just one timeout left. The Lady Jackets have a couple.
Neither team near the bonus, so they can play a little bit aggressively here, except for those that are in foul trouble individually.
Williams had the matchup advantage on Raby. Boyer jabbed one way, able to get down to the baseline, and another close shot that won't go.
She's had 3 good drives in this period, just has only gotten one of them to go. Another good seal in the post. Watch, both post players are just posting up really physically down low.
Going back to that timeout, Coach.
Pass to the corner, set a ball screen, drive it, get all the way to the other side of the rim. They needed that. We got a great rebound here. They've kept them off the offensive boards much better in this half. I think they only have 4 or 5 this half as opposed to 12 in the first half.
That's what kept Cedarville in the game in the first half. Their second chance points.
They finally started to knock down a few shots. We're going to see the same setup here on this baseline out of bounds play that we saw out of the timeout. We'll see if they try to get the same action.
Boyer runs to get it, although that's cut off in the corner. Remember, Trevecca only has one timeout. Should be a great win for the Trojans if they can find a way to hang on. Kilburn wins it in the lane and heads to the line.
Great pass by Raby. Great pass from the top.
Trevecca has shared it well when they've been converting, which largely that goes back to the first half. They have 3 players with 4 assists.
The other thing that works against Trevecca a little bit is that they've made great passes to get inside, but they just aren't very big, so you're playing against bigger bodies in the lane.
Raby now with 8. That's her first point. And this is Kilburn.
I think this puts her in double figures on this trip. 10 or 11?
It does, 11 now. I was thinking of Raby, who threw the pass. She had 7 of the first 10 for Trevecca. She hasn't scored since.
She's seen a lot of defenders every time she catches it.
Kilburn, meanwhile, has been all over the court.
Tons of deflections out at the top of the zone.
Kilburn's been rebounding. She's been burying threes. Got 6 boards, 10 points. Brittenham.
She finally missed one from her spot. This is a big possession coming up right here for Trevecca. They down 3. They need a score. They have the bonus in their favor here too.
Now I was thinking on the possession that just happened, on the defensive possession, to keep it a 1-score game. So they won that part of it.
Now you got Raby down low, but she walked. She got in a hurry.
She knew she had the mismatch.
Probably needed to take a deep breath when she caught it and then go. Just in a rush here. Yeah, picked up her pivot foot.
Trevecca extending that zone a little bit more now as we approach a minute to play. Great pass from Linkus. And the extra pass from Vanderplas.
Boy, Wolford had a really, really good look.
We've seen Boyer attack without numbers. She smartly pulls this one back, and it's Michener for 3.
Not sure they needed that 3 that time. Boyer's been able to get to the rim. She had a good look to go and drive. I thought she should have maybe gone and put the ball on the floor and gone. Another trap on the wing. Timeout.
Kerry Hoffman, the lead assistant, who will become the head coach for Cedarville after this year. Kirk Martin has announced he will be stepping down. She's the one right into his ear on the start of that possession, said we should use the timeout. And as soon as that trap came, the timeout came on its heels.
Coach Martin has really let her be involved more and more day to day in the coaching of this team. She did a lot of the scout preparation for this game. She has his ear and trust.
What a luxury it is, too. The success that Kirk Martin has had throughout the years at Cedarville, he's got 46% of their all-time wins. To be able to say, I'm stepping away, and this is the coach, someone who's been with me for a long time, the transition should be smooth.
It should be very smooth. The players like her. She's recruited a lot of them, so there's a great carryover when you do that. There's no change in the program. The philosophies are going to be somewhat similar.
Meanwhile,
I'm sorry.
You were thinking the exact same thing.
It'll be interesting to see what they draw up right here. They've got 19 on the shot clock. Trevecca's been in the zone almost the entire time. You know, I know yesterday they were working on some specials where they screened the backside of the zone. Let's see what they do coming out of it.
So we reset things. Both teams have one timeout. Trevecca will be in the bonus. Cedarville has already committed 4 fouls, so the next one will put Trevecca at the line, and the possession arrow also favors the homestanding Trojans with 50 seconds to play.
Here's the screen on the backside.
Inside 10 to shoot. Brittenham finds the baseline, and an offensive rebound for Williams.
Be interesting to see whether they foul or not.
Well, they've got plenty to give, which in some ways could work against them here.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's a tough situation. You had about a 6 or 7 second difference there. Great rebound by Williams on the weak side. That extra possession at the end of the game is huge. Now forces Trevecca to make all the decisions.
17 offensive rebounds, and as many points as it's led to, none have been bigger than that one late in the game. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Trevecca with 26 seconds to play.
Yeah, it's still not the bonus. They got one more they have to use, too. I thought they tried to foul right away, and the officials didn't think she really went after the ball aggressively enough.
Shot clock's now off. Quick foul this time. And they got Michener. So 4 on her.
They're going to foul again right away and now put them on the line. Caitlin Holmes subs in as a free throw shooter.
They got Linkus. And the interesting dynamics of the game. One of the best free throw shooting teams in the league that has just been miserable at the line today now has a chance to win the game at the line if they can finish strong.
They take all their other people off the line so they don't commit a foul or violation here.
76% for her career, the all-time leading scorer in the league, has 4 points now today.
It makes it a 2-possession game. Trevecca has to come down and get a quick shot here. They can't advance it if they want to use their last timeout. We'll see if Coach Van Adder chooses to use it after this free throw or a later possession.
And he could use it after a make or a miss. He'll take it now.
So they can advance it into the front court with the new rules in women's college basketball this year. They've mirrored the WNBA and the foreign overseas rules, international rules.
Trevecca now out of timeouts after one of the team leaders, Kayla Linkus, who has really struggled today, battled foul trouble and inconsistency, but those 2 free throws make it a 5-point game with 23 seconds to go.
You know, You know, that's why that veteran's out there. You know, she struggled. She and Wolford struggled early in the game, but now when he needs them the most, they've stepped up big time, knocked down shots.
And notice who's the one in the huddle here drawing up the defense. It's Carrie Hoffman.
Carrie Hoffman's drawing up. And Kirk's out here lobbying for something. I'm not sure what he's trying to get, but he's had an animated conversation with one of the officials.
So if you're Trevecca, obviously you've got a 2-possession game here. Your shots haven't been falling. What do you draw up?
Well, I think you're going to get a better look at a 3 if you try to penetrate. So if you can get all the way to the basket, you need to score twice anyway. So try to attack the basket first. And if you fall into a great open look 3, go ahead. But now you also have to coach beyond this timeout, because you have to coach time and score and how you're going to foul again and what you're going to do the next possession. But they need to get a good shot. They don't just need to get a 3 right now.
6 different players have hit a 3 today. Pendergrass has 3 of them. McDonald also has 3.
And she's back in the game.
Got to go quick. They want McDonald at the top.
Trying to get 3 on the weak side.
It's taking forever.
Way too much time.
But Mitchner got a good look. It's hit the shot clock.
Yep.
It's the right call. And despite trailing by 9 and not really able to get a shot to go down in the first half, other than on putback attempts for Cedarville, they are just 10 seconds away from gutting out a good road win.
Yeah, road wins are hard, you know, and in 10 days, nobody will remember how it happened. Remember that you had added a win to your record, and it keeps them in first place.
And it'll be Linkus going back to the line.
Fouls on number 32, Mitchell. Therefore, 2 shots again, number 23, Lucas.
Well, Trevecca's had a heck of a game. I mean, they were a huge underdog coming into this game, and they've played extremely well, but all the shots that they made in the first half just stopped going in.
In the second half, Trevecca has hit just 1 2-point field goal and have just 4 total field goals.
And the free throw discrepancy is just monumental in this game.
Yeah, just think if the Lady Jackets were actually hitting them in the first half, I mean, this would be a 15-point game.
Exactly.
Boyer fouled as she tried to work to the rim, and that's 5 on Cedarville.
To the line, number 14, Paige Boyer for the Lady Trojans. 2 shots.
It would take a minor miracle at this point, but
yeah, I don't see Reggie Miller with the 9 points in. Well, he did it in the 10 seconds, so 3 seconds would be a little tough.
It'd be something. But I think Trevecca can take a lot from this game. They lost by 40 2 days ago, and then the best team in the league comes to your place, and they've already blown you out.
And their poise has been tremendous today.
Great.
You know, they've handled the pressure. They've just missed some open shots down the stretch. And the 2 missed layups they had at the rim were really tough.
In the second half, you saw Boyer get in there, and as well as Kilburn has played, she had a clean look at it in the second half. But it just didn't go down for Gary Van Addis' group. Cedarville can finally take a little bit of a deep breath. They're going to win for the 10th time in their last 11 games. They're going to win their 17th game of the year. And they will maintain their spot atop the GMAC standings, which is the most important.
That's the most important thing at this point in the year.
Yeah, they only have 5 games left.
Win and survive. Move on.
That one controlled by Wolford. And